Good evening and welcome to the Congo Hour. I am Wayna, and as always, I'm excited when Mr. Congo is here. So this evening, I'm going to be helping him host the Congo Hour. How you doing, Mr. C?
Well, I came here just to hear how well you do it. And I came here tonight because Trippy's not here. He never lets me come on. So I knew you would let me come on.
He never lets you come on?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when I'm not here, he doesn't take,
He doesn't want me to come on anytime. So
why is that?
when I found out that he was not on, I snuck in.
You flew there,
yeah,
right?
I snuck right in.
All right. Well, how was your week? You
Great.
had a good week?
I had a great week. It was exciting for the seniors dance that Lapa supported. Yeah, that was fantastic. And as I told you earlier, I don't think people realize the seriousness of that kind of program and the involvement and
You mean the program being Lapa?
The whole big picture. I'll discuss it later because I'm anxious to hear what your guest has to say today.
I know you are, because we were sort of kind of getting into it before we came.
That's absolutely
live.
right.
So this evening we have two guests with us. We have Curtis, who is a fashion designer here, along with one of his beautiful models wearing one of his designs. And then we also had, what was you going to say?
Nothing. I didn't know he designed it.
Oh, see?
Yeah, we're talking about competition. I can compete with that.
You can't compete with
that.
No. So I know our viewing audience is eagerly waiting to see. But our second guest is a young lady, and you're going to find her very interesting, Mr. C. Her name is Tanya Y, and she has a business endeavor that she's working on, and I'm really excited to have her. She had posted it up on Facebook, and not only did I contribute, but I also said I need you to come on the show. So she accepted, and she's here on this evening. And we have funeral announcements, we have lots of community news, and so I don't forget, my friend, your friend, Mr. Bobby Henderson is celebrating his birthday today. So we want to say happy birthday. He is your friend, right?
The last time I saw him, we was.
The time before that you weren't?
No, we've always been friends.
I was getting ready to say he was
I was
very significant with Congo Funeral Home.
He was the foundation, because without Bobby, we could not have been a funeral home.
You're right.
Because we didn't have any cars.
Right. So what car was that he allowed you to borrow?
His personal car.
You remember what it was? Because you talked about it
it was a silver Tornado.
Okay.
And that's why we have silver cars today, because of Bobby's car. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we want to send a special happy birthday to Mr. Bobby Henderson. And you ready to go into our interview?
Absolutely.
All right. Curtis, welcome to the Congo Hour.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So before we go to your beautiful model, let's talk a little bit about Curtis and who Curtis is.
Sure. Name's Curtis Hudson. I'm a native here in Wilmington, Delaware. Born and raised on West Side. So my family knows the Congo family very well. My mother wanted to make sure to tell Sammy that I said hi. So,
and you want to give your mom a shout out, because everybody.
Harry Hudson, how are you?
Right.
I love you, Mom. But yeah, born and raised here in Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. And what prompts you to get into the fashion industry?
Well, actually, it actually didn't happen. Like, it wasn't something that I desired to do growing up. It's basically because of my life. And when I was younger, living on the West Side, I was for 25 years, over 25 years, I was an alcoholic and an addict as well. And my life was unmanageable. I mean, literally unmanageable. Lost my kids, and actually didn't see my mom for over 30 years. When I was 11 years old, her and my father separated. So I just was, just uncontrollable as far as my life was concerned. And I want to say about 14 about 14 years ago, I was at the bottom, and I no longer wanted to live. And so instead of me doing what I wanted to do, and God had a different plan. He had a different plan. And before that, I was actually, I always say, Gander Hill University. I was there, and I was on the top bunk, and I asked, I was sitting there, and I asked God, I said, God, you know, this is not what you want me to do. What is it that you want me to do? And I said, how can I share your name, spread your name, share your word, and help others at the same time? And so on the wall was 3 little letters, G-O-D. And I didn't get it at first. And I was there for a couple more weeks. And after that, I woke up one night and I said, God's Original Designs. And I was like, that's me. See, because the whole time during my life, I had no identity. I was whatever everybody wanted me to be. You know, my life was, you know, trying to fit in, trying to do certain things, you know, just to be accepted. You know, growing up, you know, my parents, you know, not together, and just, you know, just trying to fit in. So back to the 14 years when I just held on to it, and about 14 years ago when I said I no longer wanted to live, I changed my whole life around. And God had a different plan, and he said, you know, I want you to live. And so today I have my kids. I found my mom, Mr. Congo, after 30 plus years. She lives with me now.
Great.
You know,
That's
and
awesome.
Fantastic.
you know, things are well. So what it did, I took the God's Original Designs, and my mom was like, why don't you do something with it? And I'm like, well, I don't know anybody who sews, and I don't know anybody who can do, you know, all the things that need to be done as far as the website and everything is concerned. She said, well, just try it. Just try it. So she pushed me. I went and got an well, she pushed me, and I went to get the name trademarked G.O.D. And after having it for over 17 years, they told me that I couldn't do it because G.O.D. is guaranteed overnight delivery.
Okay.
So that same day, I wrote out God's Original Designs, and I took the G from God, the O-R from Original, and the D-E-S-I from Designs, and came up with Gordeezy.
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 I like that.
God's Original Designs.
I love
So
that.
within 3 years, that was 3 years ago, within 3 years it has become a name that people love. And the reason why I use that is because God's Original Designs is not affiliated with any religions whatsoever. What it means is no matter what your religion is, your sex is, your sexual preference, your nationality, or your race, you're still an original design first, no matter what. And that's starting right at the beginning. And what we do is we give 7% of every purchase that's made, we give to a foundation of your choice on our website.
Okay.
So my vision is 5 years from now, you can be sitting somewhere and you'll see somebody wearing Gordeezy, and it's not who'd you help. I mean, it's not where'd you get it, it's who'd you help. You know, so now you're taking something that's like myself. My father passed away of diabetes. So I would choose diabetes. Someone else might choose bullying or whatever, but it now becomes a conversational piece. So, you know, it's just a revolving thing. It gives you a great message, you know, and it allows, especially the youth, to understand who they are. They don't have to, if they're different, it's okay. It's okay because you're first and foremost, you're God's Original Designs. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go do drugs. You don't have to fight. You don't have to carry guns. You don't have to do any of that. If you're different, and that's good. It's okay.
That's such an awesome testimony. Thank you so much for sharing. I was getting like goosebumps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guess I had a couple myself.
You did. You did. You was lying over there.
Man.
Yeah, because I'm sure, Mr. C and Curtis, that there are people that's watching the show tonight that may even right now feel like giving up on life. So I'm sure you encourage someone that's watching, and always say, do not give up, cave in, or quit. So I'm sure you encourage someone of that.
I hope so.
Yeah. So you're having an event coming up. Let's talk about the event. Before we talk about the event, tell us your name.
Trinika Tucker, yes.
Beautiful name for a beautiful person.
Thank you.
Did you design the dress that she has on this evening?
Trinika is our designer.
Okay.
I just have a couple words, and you know, I'm like, you sir. I just say, okay, this is what we need to do, and they do it.
Okay.
So, but she's amazing. Trinika is also not just our model, but she's our designer.
Okay.
And we have another model. She couldn't be here tonight. She's in New York. Her name is Jacqueline Charmaine, and she's amazing as well. So, but this is one of our designs here, one of many. At the fashion show, you're going to see 30 different looks.
Yes.
30 different looks. It's our first time actually showing real clothes.
Okay.
And it's going to be at the World Cafe Live on 5th and Market, October the 12th, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And it's going to be a red carpet event. So we actually have the gentleman, Mr. Fields, who owns Ambiance Magazine from LA. Okay. He's actually contributed his time to come in and to do our red carpets. He does red carpets for the Grammys, for the BET Awards. Yeah, so it's going to be big. So it's a real official red carpet. So we tell everybody to dress to impress that night. Also, we got the fabulous Anaya Jazz is going to be there. Grateful Dreads, my man Mustafa.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a young lady by the name of Sarah Kane, and I think she's originally from the UK, but she's in Philadelphia right now. She's amazing as well. And Fran Sean, she's going to be doing some poetry. She's actually doing a special poem for us for Guardisi. We don't even know what it sounds like yet. Okay. So we're really excited about that. And then we're going to close the night out with the magnificent Algebra Brissette. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing night. And so we're really excited.
And tickets are how much?
Tickets are $35.
Okay.
And don't let me forget the most important, Mr. Blackwell from the Blackwell Solution will be hosting. So, and DJ 007 will be doing his thing as well. So it's a lot of stuff going on. And that's what we want to do. We want to not just have your normal fashion show. You know, we want everybody to be involved, you know, and to make it an event. And so this is our launch, but we're going to do it actually every year around this time. And we're going to show our new summer and spring line every year this time.
Okay, very good. Now, how long have you been into fashion?
Well, fashion probably since high school.
Okay.
I'm more of an art person. It started out drawing and doing the art stuff, and it kind of snowballed into makeup, into hair, into modeling, designing. I've always been into fashion. I'm a fashion stylist, actually. I style different people. Sewing, I've only been sewing for a year, and it actually snowballed from him. Okay. He had someone doing it originally, and he didn't know that I could draw. So what I started doing was just sketching different designs for him, which I ended up saying, okay, well, I think I can do this. So I bought a sewing machine, and that's how I just dove right in and started doing it.
Very good.
And we actually lived next door to each other all our life.
So that worked out.
That worked out.
Great. So would you be kind and recap the day and time, the place, and the cost for us?
Sure. It's at the World Cafe Live, October 12th, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Red carpet, so be early, be dressed to impress. It's $35 at the door. Well, it's $35 in advance, I'm sorry, and it's more at the door. So, again, Algebra Blissette, Anaya Jazz, Grateful Dreads, Sarah Kane, and DJ 007, and the French Sean, and the one and only Mr. Blackwell from the Blackwell Solution.
And if someone wanted to call to get tickets, what number could they call?
302-983-1816.
Say it one more time.
302-983-1816.
All right, thank you. You have anything to say? I mean, I know you're really into fashion.
Yeah. I'm not a fashion
What was that?
guy.
You're not a fashion person?
No, but I'm going to learn.
Okay.
See, I'm going to learn from you. I'm going to no, I'm not going to say that. Anyway, it's exciting because I've always wanted to be a business guy. And when I see people going into business, I get excited for them. And if there's any kind of way that I can help, I'm almost an addict for business. I just enjoy it. I like it, especially for us. You know, I would love to know that when people come in town, I can show them you, you know, and when there's big events that come into town, I mean, not to town, but in Wilmington, folks will be coming to you for their gowns and their whatever it might be. If somebody's going away, they'll want you to dress them. You know, I look for that kind of something here in Wilmington and any other, the multiplicity of things that we can do as business people. I would like to see happen. So I'm excited for you, and all the luck in the world. And again, if there's any resource that I have, is there anybody I know that can help you, don't hesitate to call.
Well, I appreciate it, Mr. Congo.
Okay.
I really do.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Mr. C, we'll take a very quick break and we'll be back with our next guest. Welcome back to the Congo Hour. I'm really excited to go October 12th to the World Live Cafe, Mr. Sid.
That's absolutely right. We're going to have a good time.
Most definitely. Well, as I said earlier, I am truly excited to have our next guest on. It's a young lady who lives right here in Delaware who came up with an awesome business plan. So anybody that is looking to, I want to say, help someone, especially she's a female, that's why I'm really, really excited, because I think women rock. So, so welcome to the Congo Hour.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. So, Tanya, tell the viewing audience the name of your business, well, your name and the name of your business and a little bit about it for us.
My name is Tanya Y, and I'm starting a business venture, and it's called Delaware Green Mattress Disassembling and Recycling LLC. And it is a disassembling of recycling mattresses and box springs in Delaware to divert them from the landfills.
And I was going to say, a lot of people will be like, well, why is that? But I don't, like, sometimes in back roads you see where people go and just throw their mattresses away, and they don't realize that that is hurting the environment.
Yes.
Am I right?
That is correct. It's illegal dumping, and what it does is it raises taxes for the state to have to dispose of those mattresses. But my business is, the goal is to divert the mattresses from the landfills, because mattresses are big and bulky, and companies don't want to, or the municipalities don't want to really deal with them because of their size. So my company will disassemble them and recycle the components, which are 95% recyclable, and to make it new products.
Very good. I didn't know it was 95% recyclable.
Yes.
Are you getting educated here?
Very.
Very good. I've never even heard of a mattress disassembling company.
Neither
Not here either.
Neither have I. How long have you been in business?
I just started business July of this year. I'm a recent grad with a master's degree in environmental and sustainability. And my class had to pick a project, a home project, that was, pick a home product that will have an environmental impact. So I thought outside the box and picked the mattress. And I researched the mattress industry, and I found out that 30,000 mattresses, 30 million mattresses, excuse me, are sent to our landfills across the nation. And that's about, that's a lot of tonnage of recyclable materials. So they're landfilling them right now, which is laying the waste and then putting dirt on top of it, which mattresses contain chemicals. And those chemicals are being absorbed in our groundwater, which tends to go to our drinking water. And then we wonder why such a high dose of chlorine is put in our water. It's because of those different chemicals that are in there. If you think about mattresses and what they're doing to our land and our food supply, it makes you wonder about why are they putting that in the landfills and not, diverting them from that.
Is there any other company such as yours anywhere?
There are recyclable companies in Delaware, but no company is specifically focusing on the mattress in Box Spring.
Very good.
So you could end up being a national business.
Well, there's about 37 mattress recyclable companies in the United States, only 37. And the closest is Virginia and Connecticut. So as far as the tri-state area, this could be an environmental breakthrough for Delaware, just to focus on, if you have a company that focuses directly on the mattress in the Box Spring.
Now, do you have trucks and all that stuff? Or?
Not at the moment. I'm building my business, and I have an online fundraiser, which is to help with the capital for getting the facility, the supplies, the equipment, because there are large equipments that's needed. They are manually you take them apart manually, but then you got the machines to compress the different components, like the wood, the steel, the foam, so they can be sent to the prospective recycling companies.
Dave, do you mind showing the information up for me, please, so people can get online and go to GoFundMe and support Tanya? And the nice thing that I like about it is that you can, she keeps you updated with things that's going on and how the business plan is going, and so you're just not giving and wondering where your dollars are going to. She keeps in great communication with you. So I think this is an awesome opportunity for people to go to www.gofundme.com/E9OSVK. So write that down and make sure when you have time, you can go to GoFundMe and support Tanya with her endeavor. And I think it's going to help with with the environment for our, I want to say our children's children, but like your great grandchildren.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, so and I think we got to look, that's something very important.
Have you tried for any government or state or county funds to help you out?
Delaware Green Mattress Disassembling is a member of the Newcastle County Chambers of Commerce to get the networking out, as well as being involved with other, like with the Delaware Green Valley Building Council. And it's just a matter of making awareness to individuals of the mattress, because we know that we want to sleep comfortably, but there's chemicals that lead to asthma, allergies, and all that are in the mattress. But we just need to be aware that, okay, it's a low volume of it there, but there's thousands of mattresses in the landfill, and all of them are being absorbed from the weather that's going into our food supply and our water supply. And if it's more of being healthy and educating people about the environment and how it will affect our kids, grandkids, that's going to have that effect, because we're not going to be here to see it.
Right.
But if we start the trend of the recycling into new products, using the recycling, that's those green arrows that goes around as to recycle everything back into a new product instead of, because our natural resources is limited.
Now let's say there's someone viewing, because not everyone has access to the internet, or some people might not even know how to go on the internet, right?
That's true.
So what is a number that our viewing audience can call to donate money?
Oh, they could call me directly. My number is 302-275-2619.
One more time.
302-275-2619. And I will put your funds in, and you can give me your comment, and I will thank you so much for your donation, as I thank in advance for everyone's.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
And we'll have you come back on maybe a few months down the road to let us know how things are going, okay?
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with my favorite part of the show, Sammy's Corner. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. I hope that you enjoyed our two guests that we had on this evening. I thought that they were both of them were very informative and just awesome. Curtis had an awesome testimony, and then Tanya had an awesome out-of-the-box idea for her business. So also, if you would like to come on the Congo Hour, you can call me directly at 521-7325. 521-7325. And please keep in mind that I do book out a month out. Now I am booking into actually October and the beginning of November. So, but give me a call at 521-7325. Mr. C, Sammy's Corner. What we talk? You said we're going to talk about LAPA.
We are.
Okay.
The reason I want to talk about LAPA is because I find LAPA introducing me to something almost every day. I learned something. And I learned something from Herman Holloway today that it just kind of sparked something in my mind.
Was he on a show or in the green room?
No, he was on a show.
Okay.
And he was sharing with us the importance of understanding politics. And the thing that really stimulated my thinking was he had an expression that politics is like playing a very strategic chess game. And what you have to do to win. And so many of us believe that we just got people down there and they're sitting in a room and they're raising hands and they're trying to get something done. But it is so much more sophisticated, so much more involved, and so much more political. And so many of us have no clue on what really goes on in Dover.
That's very true.
And few of us know what's going on in Wilmington.
True.
And the importance of us learning that chess game is to our advantage. And I would bet you that 99% of the people who vote do not know the chess game.
Right again.
And so, but 99% of those people who don't know can learn to play chess. And I don't mean chess, the game chess. I mean the game chess that politics has over your life and your children's life and the community that you live in and the resources that you can serve. I mean, that you can be served with, and how it just affects your everyday life. I believe that crime has been surely associated with all kinds of things, policemen, schools, or whatever. It is such a deep-rooted system that system could correct if we played the game with it. I believe it could be corrected. It's never going to be totally stopped. But I believe that 99% of the crime can be corrected through funding. And that is getting decent neighborhoods and the monies that are, if we had the money that went into the penal institutions, we could almost rebuild Wilmington.
True.
That's just a lot of money that goes out every year. And so learning how to make friends with those people who go down there and channel that money into education, that would be probably, because, you know, we have to understand that the systems that are being used today, we have no involvement. We have people with PhDs and all kinds of degrees who have very little understanding of and awareness of people who live in conditions where we produce certain kinds of potential crime. And I believe that two things have to happen. I think that our young folk have to learn how to deal with society and how to approach it, how to understand it. It's almost like a chess game that they have to learn in order to, let's say that a young man that is stopped by a policeman and has no understanding of how to, I guess, relate. His chances of winning, if he knows how to relate, is 90% with the police officer. If he does not understand the game and how to adjust and adapt to certain society, then if he does, he will win. If he doesn't, he will lose. When he goes to court, if he does, he will win. If he don't, he will lose. So, you know, when I heard the young man talking tonight, where he had reached a point where he just was ready to give up. I think that some of our young folks have tempers that are not controllable because they don't know how to control them. Through those tempers and through those attitudes, crime is committed. If our schools trained better and had some classes in that area of learning how to talk and think through, I think that a lot of crime would be not committed.
I totally agree with you.
And so our schools have to do a job not only in reading, writing, and arithmetic, but this adjustment at a very early age where young people learn to adjust to the society that they live in and begin to cope and become winners.
Can I share a story with you on that?
Sure.
I was thinking, you know, that Gundy is at Moyer Academy.
Right.
And you also know that Gundy is a master barber. You do know that, right?
I understand that, yes.
He showed pictures of two, I've only seen 2 young men, he's probably done more. But when they came to school, their hair was not combed. And what he did was he combed their hair out and gave them a nice haircut. So that immediately, I believe, changed how they felt about themselves. Not only did how they thought about themselves, but how their classmates felt about them as well. So I think not only, I mean, their attitude and how they look, because you're very, even with the funeral home, you're good with not a whole bunch of hair on the face for the men, or not, you know what I mean? We have ways that you want people to dress and how to look, and people respect you differently when you look and act a certain way. So I think when they feel better about themselves as well, then I think they'll do better in society.
You see, they have to understand that. And through everyday preparation and letting them really see the percentage of success that comes when you dress in a certain way, act in a certain way, and you act the other way, you're not going to be accepted in the society that will employ you and make life comfortable for you. And we must understand that. For instance, times have changed so much. I remember when I was a young man, it was acceptable to get beat in the head with a chair.
Right.
You know, and everybody used to walk the streets.
By grandma?
By grandma.
Right.
And that was passed on to her for generations. And they say that that came from a slavery mentality where you beat people because of the size of whatever they did wrong. If they ran away, they got a big beating, but if they had a fight, it was a different beating. And so we beat. Today, I think we can handle situations without beatings. I believe that we need to develop minds so that we relate to conversations. Under stress, under conflict, we don't need to do that anymore. I think that timeout is appropriate when kids' minds are prepared for timeout. But if they don't understand timeout, it's just an exercise.
Right.
But if they are conditioned to say, okay, Sammy, timeout. Do you understand why we're having timeout? Yes. Well, we need to prevent you from getting yourself into trouble or whatever it might be. So we're going to take this time, and I want you to take half hour, 10 minutes to think about what you're doing. And then we're going to come back and discuss it. But if my mind isn't prepared for that kind of interacting, it does not mean a thing. So I believe from the home to the school, and although the school only plays a small part of it, I think that it can begin to stimulate. I think that the same kind of training needs to be with our police officers, because they are not able, I don't know if they're able or not, but because of the power that they have, they feel like I don't really have to take a lot of stuff, you know. And their negotiation fuse is very short. And so they will negotiate for that short fuse, and then after that it turns crazy. Right. The same way with kids. Their negotiation fuse is very short, and then it goes crazy. But I think in both instances, they can be corrected through a lot of training. And I think for the policemen, they need to be trained and sensitive to and a continuous training, just like we have to do as funeral directors. We have to get our CEUs. And I think that all medical people and a lot of people, lawyers, have to get their CEUs. And I believe that there should be an ongoing, definite commitment on both the kids and the schools in saying that we are working hard on trying to get kids to understand the value of education, not in the 8th grade when it's too late, right, but in the very early stages, like pre-kindergarten. And they begin to understand, and they're taking notes home to the parents, so they begin to understand. And that kind of, I think when we talk about crime, I don't think it means increasing police. I don't think that it means that you have to march, because after the march, where are you?
That's so true.
And I'm not knocking anybody's thing. This is just my opinion of the time that needs to be set aside for all of us to have some real trained person to prepare the schools, the homes, the communities around responsibilities that we have. Instead of just looking at the door, you need to come out on the porch, you know, and then at some point come off of the porch and get involved. And so many of us stick our head out the door, we shut it, and things get crazy. And I think each of us can benefit from this learning process that will allow the community, the city, the state, the county, everybody will learn and understand these kind of negotiations, lengthen the fuses, let folks learn how to develop longer fuses, and I think that's how you save the lives.
Very good perspective. Sammy's perspective. That was very good perspective.
Well, I didn't prepare for that.
You do all the time. That's why so many people really love Sammy's Corner in all seriousness, because I mean, you earlier you said we were going to talk about LAPA, which you did touch on a little bit, but just from hearing a conversation, you took that to a whole another level. So
well, I said that LAPA is so necessary because it's the mainstream for our community's education. And the strategic way it can be used, as Herman mentioned, how it's like playing a game of chess. Mm-hmm. LAPA needs to play a game of chess of helping all the people that's on there. And a lot of people do, but all of us need to understand how we can put out messages that are required to strengthen our community. And so that's why I think it's so important. I think the dance was very important. It should have been filled up over the capacity of the vineyard that we used. But I think so many people just take it for what it is. We're going to watch television, but it's more than that. It's the total involvement of all of us in order to upgrade the quality of life and to deal with the crises that we're dealing with today. And everybody can help. There is nobody, seniors, kids, banks, institutions, everybody can help if they're really serious about crime and what causes the crime and how we can seriously get the people in Dover to play the chess game to really send resources to the area because police is not the answer. Locking people up is not the answer. The tremendous cost of court can be reduced. The tremendous amount of of burden that's on families when these crises take place. It's just, we can reduce that. And I'm convinced that that we, as citizens of Wilmington, can reduce the crime, that can reduce the poverty just based on knowledge and implementing it so that we all are on the same page.
Very good. Because people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. All right, so are we done with Sammy's Corner?
We're done with Sammy's Corner.
Right.
We need to get on to something more important.
That was really important. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back with our funeral announcements and community news.
I was sweet and innocent, but every woman has a breaking point.
The new stage play from Tyler Perry, starring Cheryl Pepsi Riley and Patrice Lovely as Ma Hattie.
The best way to get over an old man is to slip right up under a new one.
September 30th through October 5th at the Miriam Theater.
I don't need a man to make me happy.
That's what all lonely women say.
Get tickets at the box office, online at KimmelCenter.org, or charge by phone.
For our funeral announcements, Dr. Francois Tayboy, age 87, departed this life September the 13th. His funeral services took place at Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church in New Jersey, and his burial was private. Mr. Dennis Satterfield, age 62, departed this life September the 20th. His funeral services will be announced at a later date, as well as services for Miss Tayasia Jackson, age 4, who departed this life on September the 18th. Her funeral services will be announced. And that does conclude our funeral announcements for this evening. For more information, you can visit our website at www.congofuneralhome.com, or you can call us directly at 652-8887. For our community news, Tiny Tots Child Care and Learning Center now enrolling 6 weeks to school age. They're open from 6:30 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. They're located at 1014 West 24th Street. And it's a grade 3, 4, and 5-year-old program. They use the ABECA curriculum and creative curriculum. And for more information, give them a call at 651-9060. Once again, that's Tiny Tots Children and Learning Center, 1014 West 24th Street. You can give them a call at 651-9060. Job Fair. Come and learn about free job training and future job fair. It's going to be held at Central Baptist Community Development and Corporation, which is on the corner of 9th and Pine Street. They're going to have free training in the following careers: certified nursing assistant, computer support, construction for youth age 16 to 21, medical assisting, and more. It's going to be September 25th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Come and join Pastor George W. Anderson and the St. Luke Christian Community Church and work the word. Saturday, September 27th will be a concert event you do not want to miss. For more information, please dial 610-876-5197. The Russell delegation will be there. Evangelist Tracy Shy, Shavonna Edwards and Company, the Carroll Sisters, and Zach Williams. Once again, the number for more information is area code 610-876-5197. You're invited to the 52nd anniversary celebration of J. Codwell and the Gospel Ambassadors, Sunday, November the 2nd at Ezon Fair Baptist Church. Advance donation is $20. For more information, dial 654-7062. That's 654-7602. 55 plus years and still strong reunion. The class of 1956, class of Bancroft, the 1959 class of Howard High School will be having their reunion at the Doubletree Hotel on Concord Pike from 6 to 11 a.m. And the date is Saturday, October the 11th. For more information, please call 373-6133. That's 373-6133. And they're telling me my time is up. One quick one. Canaan Baptist Church, 10th Pastoral Anniversary, Dr. Christopher Bullock, September 28th from 8 and 11 service. And I can do this one on next week. All right, that does conclude our community announcements. I do apologize. I do have a lot of announcements. There's some that I have that I've read from last week. So if time permits, I will read them on next week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I pray that this week is the best week of your life. God bless you, and good night.